Yeah, you know what time it is. No scripts, no filters, no fear. We said what we said and meant that. Off the record. Off the record. Yeah, we keep it real. No filter shit, we say what we feel. Politics, stories, truth on display. Come on. We talk that talk in our own way. Off the record. Minion the God, let's go. Foxy 2 Roxy 3, she go hard.
I swear on everything, that is exactly what he said right here in the studio.
That is the funniest thing I have heard all week.
So hard. Busy with the facts she never miss. Nah. I said what I said, that's the twist. Off the record, yeah. Come and catch the vibe. Where real ones talk and the truth survive. Late night truth, we don't just speak. Nah. We pull the roots from what they keep. From pain to progress, we light the flame. No spin, no script, we call it by name. Minion bring the vision, Foxy bring the flame. Lizzie drop a cease, it'll never be the same. I said what I said, say it loud, no shame. We taking truth global, remember the name. No apologies, no disguise. Just soul and purpose in our eyes. We move with power, bold and free. Say it loud, you gon' feel this energy. We said what we said. Off the record. Yeah. Yeah. We said what we said. Off the record.
Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome to the Off the Record live show podcast. Everything, all that. I am one of the three hosts, Million with Opinion, aka Million the God. Hope everybody's doing great today. I also have my two co-hosts. I said what I said, Foxy 2, Roxy 3. What's going on, ladies?
Happy first Sunday, everybody. Welcome into the show.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. Again, like she said, happy first Sunday.
I know it's the first Sunday of the year. Craziness has already started, and we're going to talk about it. So we got a lot to talk about. If you guys are in the chat, go ahead. You can speak. But also, if you are, make sure that you hit the like button. And if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing. So today, guys, we got a lot to discuss. I know you guys know that the Venezuelan president has just been captured. So what y'all think about that?
Well, what a way to welcome in the new year is what I think about it. I'm kind of conflicted because he was a dictator and he kept the people oppressed. They've been oppressed for like 25 years, and the people been waiting on him to leave because, according, to the news, he was in illegitimately anyway. And not to use any of the administration's talking points, but the guy was illegitimate anyway. However, we're not a tyrant country, and we shouldn't be taking over nobody's country. Hell, we can't even run our own country, so how are we going to try to run somebody else's country? So that's how I feel about it. Two things can be true at once. Yes, he needed to go, but no, the United States don't need to be in charge of Venezuela. So that's what I feel about it.
Well, I feel about it is like she said, we shouldn't be over there trying to take over somebody else's country, and we haven't even, got our country straight yet. We're still over here divided, and we got people over here that don't like our president, in our own country. So why would we want to go to somebody else's country to try to run their country with their president? So, sometimes the United States need to mind their business. But, but I understand that he's doing bad things to those people. But also, our president over here doing bad things to us. So it's like, to me, both of them about the same. But that's how I feel about it.
Well, I totally agree with everything that you guys are saying. And we're going to get into it today because we have a lot of things to discuss as it relates to Trump's decision to go ahead and, in the words of the Venezuelan administration, kidnap the president. So in today's show, we're going to be talking about the aftermath in Venezuela. We're going to talk about, were there any deaths? Do we know if anybody died? And we're going to talk about how the residents feel. Then we're going to talk about the lady who is the vice president, Delcy Rodríguez. She responds to what Trump said in regards to her supporting him. And then we're going to discuss whether or not this is really about drugs, or, is there something else at play? Is there a different agenda? And we're going to talk about the rest of the world condemning what Trump has done, and we're going to look at their responses. Paula White, I don't know if you guys know who Paula White is, but we're going to get into her, and then we're going to get into the Grand Wizard having his own church. And if you guys don't know who the Grand Wizard is, you will by the end of this live show. So let's get into the show. All right, so the first thing we want to discuss is the Venezuelan, like, what happened, the aftermath. So let's see.
Well, 24 hours after U.S. Special Forces swooped into Venezuela, there have been reports of civilian deaths and damage to residential buildings. Yanire Lucas says her home, which is next to a Venezuelan military base, was hit early yesterday morning. She says it left her family terrified and fearing for their country's future.
This area was the most damaged because the explosion happened right here in front of the house. Something fell, I don't know what, but you could see the blast strongly and it shattered all the windows. You can see here all the windows at the front of the house have been shattered. We had a terrifying experience in the night. It all started at 1:50 a.m. when we heard the first explosion. It was so loud. We got up and took shelter during that first explosion, which was so loud that we felt damage to the house. You can see how it's been completely destroyed. What's happening is unprecedented. I was born here in this San Jose neighborhood. My father was a founder, and this has never been seen before. It was unprecedented, a terrifying experience. We're still on edge, and now we're uncertain about what to do.
Well, other residents in Caracas have described how people are rushing to buy food and other supplies as uncertainty grows in the region.
The streets are empty, people are doing their own thing, buying things to go back home. There is a lot of uncertainty in the entire country for everyone. You, me, someone walking by. What will happen tomorrow? What will happen in the next hour? Nobody knows. We are living in an enigma right now.
I feel fear. It's a mixture of joy because we know freedom is near, but coupled with fear because there are still many people here that are under the government's control. People that are still in Venezuela and we don't know what they might do, what might happen. A lot of people are still moving around.
Views there from the streets of Caracas. Meanwhile, in the U.S., specifically in parts of Florida, Venezuelans took to the streets to celebrate the capture of Nicolás Maduro.
It's a combination of feelings, of course. There's fears, there's excitement. There's so many years that we've been waiting for this. That something had to happen in Venezuela. We all need the freedom. There are a lot of political prisoners in Venezuela, which, of course, we're very concerned what's going to happen.
I can't say how happy I am because I don't know any other government, only them. it has been so many years suffering.
Really happy and excited that new doors are opening for Venezuela and for all of our people because we deserve a chance.
All right, so as you guys can see, there are definitely two different realities that are taking place with the Venezuelans in terms of the ones that are actually in Venezuela and the ones out here. But what do you guys think?
Well, I think it's sad, because like the guy said, people are having to try to go to the stores, try to get ready for for the unknown. They don't know what's gonna happen. Some of their homes have been destroyed, like she said. Her windows were burst out, was busted out, and who knows what other damage that it's done to other people's homes. And right now, it's a lot of uncertainty, and this was like a sneak attack on the country. Although the news have been reporting that we were gonna invade Venezuela, but who listens to the news and who actually believe the news these days? And who would have ever thought that the United States will launch this attack on another country for no reason at all? There are plenty dictators around the world, but it's not once again, it is not our job to take dictators out of office. And I can understand the people being happy because they were under a dictatorship, which they have been oppressed for so long. So I can understand the feelings being conflicted there, but they just don't know what's going to happen because I
Trump
won't.
said he taking over.
Yeah,
So I
that's what
mean,
I was going to say. Trump said he's going to take over, but they have a vice president that can take over, and he's saying that he don't have any faith that she can do the job. Well, we don't have any faith that you can take care of America either. But you still in office, and nobody's trying to pull you out of office. Cause see, I don't think the Americans will like it very much, if the UK decide to come over here and take him out of office from the things that he's doing. Cause see, it's not gonna,
it might be mixed emotions.
yeah, it's mixed emotions, and the whole thing about it is, how would we feel here in America if Canada or the UK or any other country came in and just say, well, we don't like what your president is doing, and he's doing unlawful things, so we're going to take him out of office and then install
And we
ourselves
going, yeah.
and be over the United States. See, I don't think if the shoe was on the other foot, I don't think we would approve of that. So that's the way I feel about that.
No, I totally agree. I think it's setting a horrible precedent just because we don't
Yes.
like the way that, another country is running their government. We're gonna step in and you're gonna do things the way we want to do it. What? No. That's do that to Putin. All right, but
Yeah, I'm gonna say the same thing. Do that to Putin or go over there to China and do that same thing and see what you get. But you're gonna go to a smaller country. You're not gonna go to the big countries. You're going to a smaller country. Now you're talking about you possibly go to Cuba, do the same thing. If she don't do what he tells her to do, he gonna do her the same way. You're strong arming people. And that's not how you do it. You're trying to dictate their country. You either do what I tell you to do, just like he did with Ukraine. He was telling Ukraine's president, why don't you just go ahead and give up your country and go ahead and give it to Putin, give your country to Putin and sit back and do what, we giving you an opportunity. You can't go in and start telling people what to do and they grown. And this is their country. With their country. You don't want nobody coming over here telling us. You don't want Putin come over here telling us what to do or telling you what to do. Threatening you to sit down and do what I tell you to do. You don't want China come over here and say, sit down and do what I tell you to do. So why are you going to do it to somebody else? And to me, it's like you being, trying to be a father to these countries and they're children. That's not how the world works.
he think he run the world. He the ruler of the world now. So let's look at Delcy Rodriguez's response to what Trump was saying, because this is their country. He says that she's on board though. So let's just see.
Venezuelan court has now directed Venezuelan Vice President Delcy Rodríguez to assume the powers and duties of acting president. This comes after longtime leader Nicolás Maduro and his wife were captured by U.S. military forces after early Saturday morning strikes in Caracas. They are now in the United States to face criminal charges.
We have local 10's Trent Kelly in the newsroom with the details on what could happen next. Trent.
Well, Alexis, Rodriguez called Maduro's detention a, quote, kidnapping and demanded his release, adding that Maduro is, quote, the sole president of Venezuela. And that appears to contradict a statement made by President Donald Trump, who said Rodriguez was willing to work with the U.S.
New images showing Nicolás Maduro blindfolded and handcuffed moments after he and his wife were captured by the U.S. government. The photos shared on social media by President Donald Trump on Saturday, just hours after Maduro's capture. Venezuelan Vice President Delcy Rodríguez struck a defiant tone. While surrounded by regime loyalists, she called the U.S. operation barbaric, declaring Nicolás Maduro is the only president of Venezuela. Known to many in the country simply as Delcy, Rodriguez has been an influential and reliable regime enforcer for nearly 2 decades. She began in the government of Hugo Chavez, faithfully implementing the tenets of Chavismo, the nationalist populist movement that brought the Venezuelan economy to its knees. Uncompromising in her rhetoric, she vilified the Venezuelan opposition and frequently warned the country about the threat of foreign intervention. Crucially, as energy minister, she has also been a steady hand in funneling Venezuela's dwindling energy revenues to the regime. Seen here last month with state workers, she says, "We have something to tell Mr. Trump. Venezuela doesn't owe the U.S. anything." And yet Rodriguez has for many years been sanctioned by Canada, the EU, and the United States. CNN attempted to question her in 2016 after an investigation uncovered a scheme to illegally sell Venezuelan passports out of the country's embassy in Iraq. Rodriguez, then the foreign minister, refused to comment on every occasion. In keeping with her political pedigree, Rodriguez has a less than subtle message for the Trump administration as she demanded Maduro's release. Her involvement in any future transition in Venezuela will be challenging.
Well, so she says that they kidnapped the president.
Mm-hmm.
She says that they don't owe the president anything. And she's taking over. She's the acting president. So what do y'all think about that?
Well, she is the vice president. So, normally in any other situation, the vice president is who take over after the president is removed. So if that happened in the United States, then we'll be looking at J.D. Vance instead of Trump. If anything happened to him and he's not in office, and that's why the vice president, that's why a country have a vice president, right? So that, the next person can be in charge because, that's the way it goes. So, I don't like the fact that she's sanctioned by Canada, for trying to sell visas and things, listen.
But look, that's her government,
that's country. Her government, yeah. And if the country approve of her, then hey, let them do what they do. Because once again, it's really not. It's not up to the United States, in my opinion.
Not our place.
It's not our place to install whoever we want to install in, because it seemed like that's what the Trump administration is trying to do. He said that he's going to be in charge until they get somebody. Well, who is going to be that somebody when she's already there? Who else are you going to put there? So sound like you trying to put one of your cronies in charge, so that y'all can go ahead and extrapolate all of their oil, because he said it on the news the other night on his press conference that, we're going to be taking over their oil. So that's what this is all about. It's about the oil. It's not about the drugs. Okay?
Absolutely. But of course, he can't lead with this is for their oil, Yeah. And this is really some type of scheme that he has. Foxy said that he's trying to pay back a debt. The loan has hit its maturity point, so he got to pay up.
Yeah, he got to pay up. So he said, let me go ahead and get the oil, then so I can go ahead and pay up my debt.
All right. because we know he don't want to pay no money out of his pocket, and all of those the people that's over the oil companies, all of them helped him with his campaign, helped him get elected. So now it's time to pay the piper, and we know he don't like paying bills. So what better way to pay them off is just go ahead and let them take over their, or the oil over there in Venezuela. Because that's what tyrants do.
Well, let's look at, now he's taking over Venezuela, allegedly. I mean, we can't just say that he has, because the Venezuelan vice president says she's not having it, but he definitely has custody of the Venezuelan president right now. So he's now stating that he may extend his courtesy of picking up people's presidents to other countries. So let's look at this clip where Marco Rubio alludes to Cuba might need to watch out as well.
When the president speaks, you should take him seriously. Suffice it to say, Cuba is a disaster. It's run by incompetent, senile men, and in some cases, not senile, but incompetent nonetheless. It has no economy. It's in total collapse. And by the way, they were, all the guards that helped protect Maduro, this is well known, their whole spy agency, all that were full of Cubans. I mean, it's amazing. This poor island took over Venezuela in some cases. One of the biggest problems that Venezuelans have is they have to declare independence from Cuba. They tried to basically colonize it from a security standpoint. So, yeah, look, if I lived in Havana and I was in the government, I'd be concerned, at least a little bit.
Are you cutting off the oil flow to Cuba from Venezuela?
Well, the president already announced a week ago that anything that's sanctioned oil, it's not going to be allowed to get there. So that's an
Yeah, I heard that. So, look, Trump got that smirk on his face. Yeah, that's exactly what the game is. You see the play.
Right. He say to see now Cuban leaders. So he going after Cuba next. I'm telling y'all, we going to keep right on going around and going till we go, like you said, brother, we're going to be in the third world war. And everybody that's sitting on here in this chat hollering, oh, it's about the drugs, or y'all whining, y'all this. Okay, when that war break out, see if you be whining. Then when all the stuff that you've been getting, you got to, now you don't know where you're going to get your next this and next that. Because, when a war break out in the United States, everything start getting low.
And also, too, we're going to see after this Trump administration is over with, and when it's time to pay the price for everything that you done when you were in office, all the illegalities that they're committing, all the illegal things that they're committing, we're going to see if Marco Rubio going to have this smug look on his face. Because right now, both of them feel very, they're rejoicing right now. They think they've won.
Invincible.
Yeah, invincible. They're rejoiceful. They're happy. Very nonchalant attitude. We're gonna see if he's gonna have that same disposition in 2028. And we may have to get we may get to start having some investigations in 2026 in November. If they flip the House and the Senate. So they may start having to pay a price, at least start the investigations going about all the illegal things that these people are doing while they're in office. And let's just say one more thing. They're putting a stain. It was ever since this guy been in office, he's putting a stain on the American public. It make Americans look like, let's just put it like this. They've downgraded our grace and the way that the world saw us. We used to be
Absolutely.
the superpower. We used to be the beacon on the hill. And now, people don't even want to come over here to our country, and they damn sure don't want us over there in their country. So, let's just keep making America crazy again, making America, stain again, because that's what you're doing. You're putting a shit stain on America, in my opinion.
No, 100%, definitely. And for the people who think that this is about drugs, we're going to go ahead and dissect if this is really about drugs, or maybe if there's another reason, because the reason why, let's look at this next clip first. Let's see here.
Yet Donald Trump's pardon power has now extended to make perfectly clear to everyone in this country and around the world that he doesn't actually care about combating drug trafficking. Because if he did, or any person, take Trump out of it, any person who cared about drug trafficking and thought drug traffickers were the worst of the worst, to borrow a phrase, would never contemplate using the extraordinary power of the presidential pardon for one of the world's most prolific drug traffickers. But Donald Trump did. On Friday, he said that former Honduran President Juan Orlando Hernandez will receive a full and complete presidential pardon. Hernandez was convicted on drug trafficking and weapons charges and sentenced to 45 years in prison just last year. It was one of the most sweeping drug trafficking cases to come before a U.S. court in 30 years. As the New York Times reports, the pardon would be a, quote, head-spinning resolution to a case that for prosecutors was a pinnacle, striking at the heart of a narco state. Prosecutors said Mr. Hernandez was key to a scheme that lasted more than 20 years and brought more than 500 tons of cocaine into the United States of America.
What? 500 tons?
When asked about
Wow.
pardoning one of the world's biggest narco terrorists, here's the explanation that Donald Trump offered.
You've made so clear how you want to keep drugs out of the U.S.
Right.
Can you explain more about why you would pardon a notorious drug trafficker?
Well, I don't know who you're talking about. Which
Juan Orlando Hernandez.
Well,
now he don't know.
Asked by Honduras. Many
I
of the
was
people
told
in
by
Honduras, they said it was a Biden setup. It was a terrible thing.
A Biden
He was the
setup.
president of the
Yeah.
country. And
Buzzword.
they basically said he was a drug dealer because he was the president.
Yeah, yeah. That's that.
Isn't that what you just doing now?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that what you doing exactly now? What you said Biden did with him, isn't that what you doing right now?
Well, he gets asked by a reporter exactly that regarding his arrest of Maduro. So let's look at that, and then we'll come back with some more commentary.
You said that Maduro is responsible for drug trafficking. You recently pardoned the former president of Honduras, who was convicted of many drug trafficking. Can you explain how these two situations are
Well,
different?
the
And would you ever pardon Maduro?
I endorsed, as you know, the winning president, the man who won in Honduras. I endorsed the man who won in Chile. I endorsed the man who won in Argentina. And we are doing very well with that whole group. What the man that I pardoned was, if you could equate it to us, he was treated like the Biden administration treated a man named Trump. That didn't work out too well for them.
Wow.
This was a man who was persecuted very unfairly. He was the head of the country. He was persecuted very unfairly. And there are a number of them. And we felt that it was a very unfair situation that happened to him.
Very unfair.
He's also a party member of the man who won.
You know he lying
obviously
when
the
he moved his
people
hands.
Liked what I did. And one of the reasons that
liked
was
what
done
I
is
did,
because
but
of the
was
fact
it
that
right?
the party in power felt very strongly that that man was treated very badly. I studied it very quickly, and then I studied it in great detail. I went to a lot of the people standing behind me, and they felt that that
Even
man was
Marco trying to,
persecuted
like,
and treated very badly. That's why I gave him a
hoping
pardon.
that he don't say the wrong thing.
You reference
These people are sick. I mean, how in the hell can you compare a man who brought 500 tons
right
of cocaine into the United States and say that he was to you? Now you comparing him to you because you saying he was treated like you. So maybe you're guilty as well of all the stuff that people are accusing you of. I don't know. What is going on here? What do y'all think?
Yeah, you see how he danced around trying to justify his actions, and want to throw out the red meat to his base, the dog whistles, and the buzzwords. Biden. All you got to say is Biden, Clinton, Kamala.
Obama, Hunter Biden.
I'm so glad Hunter Biden is
Bill
finally out of
Clinton.
his mouth. Yeah, and Bill Clinton.
Yeah, Hillary.
Yeah. So when he's saying that kind of stuff like that, you know what the reporter should ask him? Well, what about them Epstein files? Every time he tried to, every time he try to deflect, they need to, redirect
Go right
him
back
and
to
go right back to Epstein and that's another reason why he's doing all of this. He's trying to change
the
the news,
narrative,
the
right?
narrative and the news stories, and trying to get everybody to thinking about this war so that you can forget about the Epstein files and how his name is in there over 1,600 times. But MAGA don't care about having a
we gonna hold both of them.
federal president. Yeah, they don't care
Right,
about
right.
that. It's okay for the president to be on the Epstein Island, and all the shenanigans and with all the pictures and all the implications, and he's done so much to try to scrub his name, and so much so
1,000 federal agents,
1,000 federal agents
24 hours a day.
Yeah, that paid millions of dollars to take his name out and it's so incompetent because people on social media
and still getting leaks.
Yeah. Well, but people on social media sitting up there going through the redactions.
Right.
So you paid and I wondered that the people that he paid, I wondered that they set him up. Did they do that on purpose?
Well, he just said he endorsed. Now all them presidents that he endorsed, remember he said, I endorse this one, the one in Honduras, I endorse, the one in this country, I endorse. The ones that he don't endorse, them the ones he's attacking. So if you not part of him, you getting attacked. Basically, I hope these presidents of these countries listening to this. If you not part of what he want, he's gonna attack you. He said, I endorse. He named all the presidents that he endorsed. He didn't say, he named them. He let you know. And so far as we know with Donald Trump, what he say out of his mouth is actually what he do. And he said, I endorse those presidents. So certain presidents he didn't endorse, certain presidents he did. The ones he endorsed is the ones that's okay with him. This one from Honduras, he said he endorsed him. That's why he's free. Now he can bring more cocaine over here. So, hey,
right.
y'all talking about the fentanyl. Well, now you got another one that's loose. He free. Hey, start his stuff back up
500 more
again.
tons, right?
Yep, 500 more tons of cocaine.
500 more tons for the American people.
So
yeah, and I bet it wasn't 500 tons of cocaine on them boats that he blew up that he played like had drugs on.
Near.
And why we haven't heard about how much drugs was on those boats? We haven't heard any evidence of any drugs on any one of those boats that he's blew up. Haven't heard a word about it.
And you won't.
But you didn't go and blow up no Honduras boats.
He don't even give you enough time to even investigate it, because then he go on land. Then he go grab the president. Then he go after Cuba. Then he gonna do something else. He just gonna keep it coming back to back. 2026 is going to be filled with a whole bunch of distractions that's going to lead up to. And I still believe this wholeheartedly. 2026, we are going to have World War III. The way things are going, it looks real bad. So I hope
he's letting everybody know. Look, he said it. Well, he just told the woman if she don't do what he said do, she's next. So he's telling people, if you don't do what I tell you to do as president of the United States, you're gonna get blown up. So you basically just bend your ass over and kiss your ass goodbye. Basically, he's telling you.
Well, let's look at what China is saying in response to what Trump did. In response to what the Venezuelans are calling kidnapping of the Venezuelan president.
Well, let's take a view on China now, which is one of Venezuela's biggest allies, and it's condemned the U.S. action. Beijing says it violates international law and the country's sovereignty.
China is deeply shocked and strongly condemns the U.S. blatant use of force against a sovereign state and action against its president. Such hegemonic acts of the U.S. seriously violates international law, Venezuela's sovereignty, and threatens peace and security in Latin America and the Caribbean region.
Over to Shanghai in China now, where we can get more from Sean Rain. He's the founder and managing director of the China Market Research Group, which is a market intelligence firm focused on China. Sean, welcome. So Beijing says this needs to be resolved through dialogue and through negotiation, that Maduro should be released, but that is clearly not going to happen, and China knows that. So how will the administration there be looking to shape Venezuelan relations, given it is the biggest buyer of Venezuelan oil?
It's good to be here, Nick. I think China has said very strong condemnation of the United States, and they're working with other Latin American and Caribbean countries to say this isn't right. This sets a very dangerous precedent, not just in Latin America, but also throughout the world. What if a president doesn't like what President Trump wants? Does that mean the United States can just kidnap and hold hostage the president, plunder the natural resources? You know, again, Venezuela has the largest oil reserves in the world. So it's clear that this is about oil, that this is about power. This is about a Trump replacing the Monroe Doctrine with the Trump Doctrine to say that the United States is the only player that has the right to decide what's going to happen in its hemisphere. It's a very dangerous precedent. Now, what?
All right. So, yeah, basically what you said, I said what I said. It's definitely setting the wrong precedent for people around the world. What if not one country comes at us? Like, let's say it's not just China. What if these people, these countries conspire together to come after us?
Exactly. You know, and they can do that, you know, and so
they can infiltrate in different ways. Yeah. Like they could get into our actual like systems and hack like government and corporate systems. Like there's a lot that can happen.
They can shut down our power grids. They can shut down your damn bank account. They can shut down the stock market. They can make America come to a halt in the blink of an eye. And you know China got some smart people. You know they got some very smart people. Japan got some smart people. India got some smart people. So if a lot of these countries, and I'm not saying those three are going to come together, those are just three countries where I know there are some very smart people. And Germany have smart people also. And so, you know, it's smart people all around the world. People know how to hack into these systems. And so, you know, listen, remember when he was trying to do those tariffs on Canada, and Canada shut the lights off in a couple of states here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Baby, they could cut the lights off everywhere. Okay. So and nobody would be able to be online to talk about this shit. We all gonna be in the dark.
In the dark.
Okay, we're gonna be cold.
Solar panels.
Solar panels, yeah. And you know, he was talking about the windmills and the birds and all of that shit, you know. So he's trying to shut down all the green energy and, you know, all the different type of ways to get electricity, and you really need all of it, you know, because if one go down, the way
that we going with these data, having to have these data centers, and they talking about the amount of electricity that these AI data centers are taking is insane. It's like 2 million tons of water a day.
Right.
Crazy the amount of power. So the fact that he would defund these other programs that are trying to, you know, expand, like you said, green energy.
Right.
He's a moron.
Why not have both of them? Why not have a backup plan? What's wrong with having a backup plan?
Who did we just give $40 billion to? Somebody. But let's watch what Iran they respond to Trump's actions.
The Islamic Republic of Iran condemns in the strongest terms the United States' brutal military aggression against Iran's peaceful nuclear facilities. It is an outrageous, grave, and unprecedented violation of the fundamental principles of the Charter of the United Nations and international law. The Islamic Republic of Iran continue to defend Iran's territory, sovereignty, security, and people by all means necessary against not just US military aggression, but also the reckless and unlawful actions of the Israeli regime.
Didn't Iran just say that we were at a full-scale war with the United States and
Yeah,
Israel.
basically. And who's going to go to war? Who's going to fund this war? Okay.
We are.
And who kids going to war? I guarantee you none of those all executive kids are going to war. I guarantee you nobody in Trump's family going to war. Guess who going to war? MAGA, your kids going to war.
Yeah.
Since you're standing with Trump so much, are you ready to send your kids out there to go fight for him? Because that's basically what's getting ready to happen.
Because he said he don't mind having boots on the ground.
Right. The boots on ground is going to be your children. So
yeah,
let
that's
that
who boots
sink
on the
in.
ground is.
Yeah, let that sink in.
But you know, these MAGAs, they'll send their kids. They'll be a patriot for their country.
Yeah.
And go send their kids to die for no reason.
Just like they let their parents die and grandparents die with COVID because they didn't want to take what they didn't want to get it. They didn't want to take the shot. Don't give me the vaccine. So I guess I'm not gonna see Granny and Auntie no more. You know, you let all your people die because you were being ignorant and didn't want to take the vaccine so you could save a life. So, you know,
I
just let
say
that
we
sink
should
in.
not have to go fight somebody else's war. This is Trump's war.
Right.
If
Let him go fight
anything
it.
happen, Trump need to take his behind. Pete Hegseth, Kristi
Right.
Noem,
All of them.
Marco Rubio, JD Smokey Eye Vance, Pam Bondi, all of them need to take their asses out there on the front lines. They like dressing, cosplaying like they doing, you know, actual work anyway. So they need to cosplay as some goddamn military men and take their asses out there. Because we not fighting a damn war that we did not start. Shit.
Exactly. And remember, he was the one doing this campaign and the one that said after he got in office that he was not going to start any wars. If y'all go back, y'all look, has Minion got that little sound bite that said, do your research. Do your research.
Let me
Thought you knew better. Do your fucking research.
Yes, do your fucking research, because he was the main president that said he wasn't going to start no wars. During his campaign, he was going to be a peace president. He said when he got in office in January that he was not going to start any wars. He was going to be a peace president. Well, and since he's been in office, and he ain't even been in there a good year because the 21st haven't came up yet. And he ain't even been there a good year. And he done had 7. He done attacked, 7 or 8 countries now?
8 countries. 8 countries. 8.
Done attacked 8 countries. How many more? And then you all sitting back going, well, he needs to go and attack them because they bringing drugs over here. Well, he just released one to bring some more over here for you. You got rid of the fentanyl, but you got the cocaine. So one is just as bad as the other. I was always told from drug addicts, one drug is just as bad as another. But you know, hey, y'all got your pick and choose of which ones want what kind of drugs you want in your United States.
So they want that yayo.
500 tons. And how the hell do the United States not know 500 tons worth of drugs is coming into the United States? See, that's the part that gets me. You know, they always want to talk about this war on drugs. Well, you can stop the war on drugs if you really wanted to, but it's too many people at the top making money off the war on drugs. So you're definitely going to keep the drugs in the States so that you can make your money off of them. Because everything in America is all about the damn Benjamins.
Absolutely.
And y'all sitting back talking about, like you said, the war on drugs. But you just let go of the biggest drug lord to go back out and bring some more into the United States. So you're sending one out and bringing another one right back in.
That's why he let him go. That's why he let him go. We probably was running low on him.
Yeah, we're running low on cocaine.
We was running out and running low on the fentanyl. So, you know, we had to go ahead and pardon the man so he can bring some more into the country.
Yeah,
and
he
that
said
way
he
we
ain't
can
giving
point
up
out fever.
he ain't giving up the game. He said he wasn't giving up the game until he was released. So it's like, come on, man, we running low.
Yeah, and told all his people to stand down. Don't work for nobody else. Wait for me to get out. They're gonna let me out because they're gonna want that money.
Yeah.
Exactly. That part.
Y'all stand back and stand by, aka Trump words.
6 months max.
That part.
Oh Lord. Well, speaking of Trump's affinity to drug dealers and dictators and criminals, let's talk about this Paula White person, because I just saw this on my news feed. Was talking about how Paula White has a office in the White House. Now I don't know if you guys know who Paula White is, but she's some lunatic, far right, evangelist, preacher lady with a church or something. And
She had one. I mean, she still got her son running it now, but she had one. But now she's up there trying to help Trump.
Is she his religious advisor or something now?
Yeah, she's one of his religious advisors.
Oh, okay. Well, let's look at what
the tongue-talking faith leader of the White House is the biggest nut, and she has an office.
All right. And also, guys, if y'all haven't done so, these are my girls here, iHip Radio. I've had it podcast. Y'all definitely should subscribe to their channel if you don't like Trump, because they keep you laughing to keep from crying.
In the West Wing. And Jennifer, I don't know if you've seen this, but it's bananas. Play the clip.
Where I go, God rules. When I walk on White House grounds, God walks on White House grounds. I had every right and authority to declare the White House as holy ground because I was standing there, and where I stand is holy.
Get her away from me.
Saying no to President Trump would be saying no to God. And therefore, and I won't do that.
We are in a spiritual war right now. Let every demonic network that has aligned itself against the purpose, against the call of President Trump, let it be broken. Let it be torn down in the name of Jesus. You want me to tell you what my thoughts are? The thoughts of the King of Kings, the thoughts of the Lord of Lords. I'm downloading heaven.
Okay, enough. I can't take it anymore. What about that?
Sadly, I've seen this, and I've even seen one where she starts intermittently talking in tongues while throwing the Bible up and down. This form of Christianity, is the thing that I speak out against a lot. It is a cult. It is an anti-intellectual mechanism that abuses children. You have children that have been told that they were born bad and they need saving, and that if they don't get saved, they're going to be tortured in hell forever. That is abuse. That is a form.
All right. Well, that's just a part of the clip. If you guys want to see the whole clip, you guys can go to their channel. What do you guys think about this woman? And also, what do we think about her having an office in the White House?
I think I'm tired of everybody pimping God for their own purpose, for their own personal use. Is what I'm.
Shouldn't there be a separation of
separation from state and church? Yes, it's supposed to be. And so, at the end of the day, these Christians, or so-called Christians, they want to prop Trump up. First of all, he's been divorced. He got 3 baby mamas. Okay, he got all kind of kids by each one of his 3 baby mamas, but that's okay though.
34 felony counting, conspiring to pay off a porn star. All types of just
all type of shenanigans. But they say he's a child of God. There's no way God is even thinking about anything. God not even thinking about him. Okay,
ain't even in the room when he
ain't even in the room with him. He couldn't even hold the Bible up. He held the Bible upside down. But this is who they want to worship, and that's their business. I don't care, because I know which God I serve. But it ain't the same one that they trying to serve, and the one that they trying to play like Trump serving, because God ain't got nothing to do with Trump. He don't know nothing about him. He probably upset that he even made him. Okay, he probably upset that he even created him.
That's Satan's seed.
Okay, Satan, that's Satan all day long. But
God didn't have a hand in creating that.
But my point is, these Christians in America works my nerves, because they act like that they're the only ones on earth, and if it's not the Christian way, then it's just no way. Nobody died and left you in charge. If people want to worship God, that's their business. This is the United States of America, where you're supposed to have freedom of whatever. Freedom of speech, freedom to worship who you want to worship, freedom to love who you want to love. It's not your job and my job and nobody else's job to tell me whether or not I need to be a Christian, whether or not I need to be who I need to be married to. And it damn sure isn't your job to tell me which party to support as far as politics go. In America, it's like the Christians, they're the only ones here, and everybody else be damned. It's our way, or everybody else need to hit the highway. And so I don't know where they got this crazy ass attitude that they're the most important people, in America. But hey, America is America. That's a melting pot of everything and everybody. Okay, the Constitution said everybody's included in this Constitution, whether you are Christian or not. But these Christians seem to think that they're the most important people, and like their way is just the best way, and they know best for everybody. Well, just take care of your own home, sweep around your own damn front door, and don't worry about everybody else's front door, is what I have to say about it.
Well, this is what I feel about it. I said, they sit back and said, remember when they had the protest, and he went down there in front of the church and had the Bible upside down, and then he stated to everybody then that I am Jesus. Jesus not here. He died and went wherever he went, but I'm here. You see me. I'm your next Jesus. So if you're so Christian and you let this man tell you that he's your God, then you got a problem, because no man on this earth is God. But I mean,
they're not a Christian, because God said he don't have no other false idols, because that's worshiping a false idol if that's what they're worshiping.
And that's why they're worshiping. They're worshiping him. He cannot say nothing wrong. He cannot do nothing wrong. He's perfect. I mean, they said Jesus was perfect, so they said Trump is perfect too. He's the next Messiah. They have said that he's the next Messiah.
What Messiah has a religious advisor that needs a religious advisor? But in addition to that, y'all, let's take a little trip down memory lane, because like I said, I really never knew of this woman, Paula White. Let's look at her. This is where when I did my little Google search or YouTube search, this is what popped up. So let's look at this clip real quick and we'll talk about it.
Strike and 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 strike until you have victory. For every enemy that is aligned against you, let there be that we would strike the ground, for you will give us victory, God. I hear a sound of abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of shouting and singing. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of an abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of an abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. The Lord says it is done. The Lord says it is done. The Lord says it
clearly
is done.
took a hit before
I
you
hear
started
victory,
this.
victory, victory, victory in the corridors of heaven.
This
In
woman
the corridors
is-
of heaven.
Right.
Victory, victory,
She rapping,
victory,
ain't she?
victory, victory,
She-
victory,
she-
victory.
she
For
thinks she in
angels are being
heaven,
released right
as
now.
high as
Angels are
she
being
is.
dispatched right now. Hamanda aka ata raka teda baka sanda ata ambo osa kata rite eke banda ata rike didi ashata. For angels have even been dispatched from Africa right now. Africa right now. Africa right now. From Africa right now. They're coming here. They're coming here. In the name of Jesus. From South America. They're coming here. They're coming here. They're coming here. They're coming here. From Africa. From South America. Angelic forces. Angelic reinforcement. Angelic reinforcement. Angelic reinforcement. Fika hata anda ata. Ora bata rata ande eke eke manda rasata. For I hear the sound of victory. victory. I hear the sound of 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 victory.
Wait a minute, and look at the guy that's walking. He walked behind her twice.
No attention.
No. A bunch of yeah, Vicky. A bunch of gibberish is what she's doing, and next week you'll see her ass on TV. Watch, you'll see her on TV for some type of fraud or something. You know, that's another thing about these churches these days. All these Christians, most of these Christians is falling by the wayside, left and right. They all pedos. They all got fraud cases. They all really pimping God for their own personal use.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. and the one that's in the White House still sending out grifting emails. You know, he the president, but his ass been sending out emails from day one, grifting from MAGA. And MAGA, what they do, they go in there and they go in that checkbook and they, oh, he's gonna do this for us, he's gonna do that for us. We got to send him, we got to send old master this money, we got to send him this money, you know. And so basically,
how much do I have in my savings?
How much do I have in my savings? You know, basically, he
how much can we spare?
He really treat his people like slaves, in my opinion. What y'all think?
Oh yeah,
I think so.
He know how dumb MAGA is.
Right.
That's why he uses the buzzwords, because see, he knows that Democrats, intelligent people, can use context clues, critical thinking skills, all that together to determine, you know, what he's saying. But with MAGA, they only hear Biden,
blacks,
DEI,
Africans,
illegals. You know, that's what they hear. So that's what he does. He uses
immigrants. You know, they hear all the buzzwords. and that's all they hear is buzzwords. And he know he got them. If he just spew out a bunch of buzzwords, then hey, that's and to me, this is cult indoctrination 101.
That's right.
This is how you indoctrinate people through the church. Because at this point, I don't feel like God is pleased with all these people turning his people into a cult instead of trying to follow him.
Look, you see, that's exactly what we was getting into. So you did a great segue.
Great segue.
Wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute. Brother, pull up the one that got the new church now. Remember, he done changed the name. They're no longer called the KKKs no more.
That's exactly what we're about to talk about.
People think you got to be a Klan member to come to our church, and we're a church.
This is Thomas Robb, the Grand Wizard of the KKK, or as he likes to put it, the National Director. See, the Ku Klux Klan is currently going through a rebrand. Instead of calling themselves the KKK, they now call themselves the Knights Party. And Thomas Robb doesn't like to call himself the Grand Wizard. Instead, he's chosen a more subtle PR approach, the National Director.
We don't have a sign, everybody welcome, because everybody's not welcome to our church. There's
something that no one has ever really talked about is the fact that Thomas Robb is not only the Grand Wizard of the KKK, he's also a pastor.
There's a certain element of people that just aren't welcome. The image always showed Jesus Christ with arms outstretched, wide out, you know, like everybody. But the reality is Jesus Christ is not wide arms stretched. His arms are, what he said, the path was straight and narrow.
Right, but wouldn't you say that the path of straight and narrow is welcome to everybody?
Well, we're having to dissect various applications of that statement. But is it open to everybody, like in the broad sense of the word? No.
What I hear is like a person of color, a black man, can they be saved and then be part of the kingdom of God?
What does saved mean?
I mean, if we're going to go off of a traditional theological practice, it is understanding Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. A traditional Christian perspective, that means then you gain access to heaven.
Well, you know, I like the word redeemed.
I asked him if a black man could go to heaven, and this is Thomas Robb deflecting that question for 13 minutes. The reason why I was asking was when I was asking if a black man can be saved, you would just reference that they could just be blessed. So as one,
I just don't know. I mean, the Bible doesn't, literally, in spite of what people say, the Bible doesn't address Black people.
What?
Hardly at all.
So does that mean then, so your belief is the Bible was written by white people to white people?
In modern terms, written by Israelites.
It's a very generic way of putting it, but yeah.
Written by Israelites to Israel.
So would an Israeli be welcome in your church?
Probably not.
And I want to make sure you picked up on that.
know.
His belief actually has nothing to do with how he believes the Bible or who he believes the Bible was written by or written to. It all has to do with the color of their skin. And that, my brothers and sisters, is how deeply racism and Christianity can go.
Wait a minute. I thought we was for Israel. He's confused. I'm in confusement. And I got some news for him. Buddy need to read Revelations when it described Jesus. And it's going to be a lot of right Christians. If it's such a thing called heaven, and if it's such a thing called God, well, in Revelations, written by the white man, per his words, Jesus' feet are the color of brass. That's black to me. His hair is like wool. That's black to me also. And his eyes are like fire. And so
but I mean, even still, human is just like the word hue.
Yeah.
It means that we come in all different colors, and I don't understand how he would think that God would differentiate his creations by white or black. You know what I mean? Like, come on now.
And if you read history,
he's just
the first sign of life came from Africa. Everybody derived from Africa. And because of evolution and where you were located in the world is the only reason why we have light colored people, because they wasn't getting that much sun. And over time, their hair got straighter and the eyes got lighter and the skin got lighter. But, in actuality, everybody kind of came from Africa. So I think he would probably have a heart attack if he knew, his ancestors were African.
He would have a massive heart attack, a spasm, all in one, because it states that the closer you are to closer to the lower part of the equator, the darker you get. The further away you get, the further away, the lighter you get. That's just like, and then I sit back and look at them and they keep saying, you don't like us, like that young lady we played the other week. It said, you don't like us, but yet you out there getting a tan so you could be. And then some of them will actually walk up to you and say, I'm almost your color. I mean, like, but you don't like us. But you're going up and comparing your skin color to my skin color. And
getting Botox so your lips can be big like ours. Getting BBL so your butt can be like ours. Listening to our music, eating up our. Listen, I'm tired. Listen here, and I'm gonna tell y'all one more thing too. We don't want y'all eating up all our soul food because our price is too high now. We used to buy oxtails for $2 and $3. Now y'all done made them a delicacy, and now our damn oxtails is $25 a pack. Just let us eat our food. Leave our soul food alone, because we want to be able to afford the shit.
It's supposed to still be looked at as the bottom of the barrel,
Yeah, it's supposed to be the bottom of the barrel.
The scrap, right?
Yeah, the scraps.
Now
our scraps are delicacies. Now we can't have nothing. We can't have nothing without them.
Nothing. That part.
Well, we're going to end the show off with Marco Rubio's interview. We're going to watch the whole 18-minute interview. I did not watch it. That's the reason why we're watching the whole thing, because I didn't have time to really cut it down. But I think that this is the person that I would want to hear from, who's behind the scenes, and hopefully he gets asked the tough questions about what in the hell is going on. So Let's get to it.
Joining me now is Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Secretary Rubio, welcome back to Meet the Press.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here.
Why that was so cringy? Like,
He's not used to attention, child. He
yeah, like,
he ain't never been in the spotlight before, so he don't have a clue, child.
Thank
you. He ought to be ashamed of himself. Your last name Rubio, sir.
Exactly.
I want to start with this big picture question. Is the United States now at war with Venezuela?
There's not a war. I mean, we are at war against drug trafficking organizations. It's not a war against Venezuela. We are enforcing American laws with regards to oil sanctions. We have sanctioned entities. We go to court. We get a warrant. We seize those boats with oil, and that will continue. We would continue to reserve the right to take strikes against drug boats that are bringing drugs towards the United States that are being operated by transnational criminal organizations, including the Cartel de los Sols. Of course, the leader of that cartel is now in U.S. custody and facing U.S. justice in the Southern District of New York, and that's Nicolás Maduro. So we made a big progress in that regard.
Mr. Secretary, who is in charge? Are you running Venezuela right now?
Yeah, I mean, I keep people, fixating on that. Here's the bottom line on it is we expect to see changes in Venezuela. Changes of all kinds, long-term, short-term. We'd love to see all kinds of changes, but the most immediate changes are the ones that are in the national interest of the United States. That's why we're involved here.
So wait a minute. So he said that they want to see changes to the Venezuelan government, long-term, short-term, but more importantly, they're going to focus on the ones that are in direct connection with the U.S. and how the U.S. can actually benefit. Is that what he's saying? And he did say he's running Venezuela.
Yeah, he running it.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Basically.
But he couldn't run Florida, where a lot of the drugs come through their.
We can't stop our borders from receiving the damn drugs, but he gonna go out. He gonna go out there and Lord, I don't know, y'all.
Because of how it applies and has a direct impact on the United States. Okay, we are not going to be able to allow in our hemisphere a country that becomes a crossroads for the activities of all of our adversaries around the world. We just can't allow it. We can't have a country where the people in charge of its military and in charge of its police department are openly cooperating with drug trafficking organizations. We're not going to allow that. These things are direct threats to the United States.
But you're going to allow the person who was in custody, convicted, behind bars, serving a 40-year sentence, who was found guilty for smuggling or trafficking 500 tons of cocaine into the United States. That's okay though.
All right, little Marco.
Okay.
Little Marco done came a long way since 2016, haven't he?
Is this? I don't know if this is the direction that he wanted to go, but he came a long way from where he was.
It is. He accepted the job for the Secretary of State for the person that he was running against in 2016, who he had nothing good to say about, and now he's praising all the decisions and helping really following the playbook of the decisions that's being made by the tyrant that we have in charge right now.
He looked like he sold his soul. He looked soulless.
Yeah, he did sell his soul.
States, and we intend to use every element of leverage that we have to ensure that changes. The one I would point everyone to is that our military is helping the Coast Guard conduct a law enforcement function, which is not just the capture of Maduro, but the enforcement of our sanctions. We go to court, we get a warrant, we seize the boats. And we think this is tremendous leverage, incredible, crippling leverage, which we intend to continue to use until we see the changes that we need to see that are benefit to the American people. And by the way, we believe to the people of Venezuela as well.
But Mr. Secretary, I think there's a lot of questions about who the point people are during this transition. President Trump said, we're going to run the country. So is it you? Is it Secretary Hegseth? Who are those people who will be running the country specifically?
Thank you. Because he keep trying to.
Well, it's not running. It's running policy. The policy with regards to this, we want Venezuela to move in a certain direction because
who's running the country?
The people of Venezuela. It's in our national interest. It either touches on something that's a threat to our national security, or touches on something that's either beneficial or harmful.
And are you involved in that transition?
So obviously,
Secretary?
I'm very involved in this. Well, of course. I mean, I think everyone knows I'm pretty involved on politics in this hemisphere. Obviously, as Secretary of State and National Security Advisor, very involved in all these elements. The Department of War plays a very important role here, along with the Department of Justice, for example, because they're the ones that have to go to court. So this is a team effort by the entire national security apparatus of our country.
Pause it.
How?
Pause.
Look, I was there.
Pause.
We was on
Thank
the
you. Thank you for implicating everybody, little Marco.
Right.
You just implicated everybody, and we'll appreciate all of this. And I hope the Democrats are clipping this little clip right here, making sure that they archive this, because you just admitted that everybody in this administration is going along with this BS that y'all trying to pull.
For illegal behavior.
Right.
And then on top of that, so you mean to tell me we got a nation that's $37 trillion in debt?
Mm-hmm.
We already gave billions of dollars to these other countries. We done took 37. How many million people are affected with this new healthcare remove of the subsidies?
20 million people.
20 million people. And then we got our whole administration saying, you know what? Forget America right now. We're going to put them on the back burner. Let's tie all of our departments, the Department of Justice, the Department of Defense, not no damn war. Everybody, let's put all of our energy into Venezuela right now. How the hell?
Oh, he ain't finished. He already talking about he said now that Greenland should be taking notice of what he did with Venezuela, and Greenland need to get in line and get themselves together. He wants Greenland.
It is running this policy. And the goal of the policy is to see changes in Venezuela that are beneficial to the United States, first and foremost, because that's who we work for, but also, we believe, beneficial for the people of Venezuela, who have suffered tremendously. We want a better future for Venezuela, and we think a better future for the people of Venezuela also is stabilizing for the region and makes the neighborhood we live in a much better and safer place.
President Trump said the administration is working with Maduro's vice president, Delcy Rodríguez. Why does the administration oppose working with the opposition leader, Maria Corina Machado? She's the Nobel Peace Prize winner, of course, as well. Her coalition has the support of 70% of Venezuelans. Why not work with her?
Well, a couple things. First of all, Maria Corina Machado is fantastic, and she's someone I've known for a very long time, and that whole movement is. But we are dealing with the immediate reality. The immediate reality is that, unfortunately, and sadly, but unfortunately, the vast majority of the opposition is no longer present inside of Venezuela. We have short-term things that have to be addressed right away. We all wish to see a bright future for Venezuela, a transition to democracy. All of these things are great, and we all want to see that. I've worked on that for 15 years on a personal level, both in the Senate and now as National Security Advisor and Secretary of State. These are things
just because we want to see that for them does not mean that it's our place to get involved in taking over their government.
Well, he gave Argentina $40 billion because, they were supposed to be having a financial crisis, or for whatever reason he gave it to them for, right? They said that they needed the money. The economy was declining. They're having a financial crisis. Well, here in the United States, anytime you try to tackle any problem, what do? You put money towards it so that you can figure out the resource, so that you can allocate resources to help pinpoint your problem or take care of your issue. Why couldn't you just give Venezuela money to stop the drug lords? Why couldn't you just do that?
So that they could put that money towards a program to help themselves get rid of the damn narco terrorists inside. Nah.
You're right. So at the end of the day, like I said, the dude was a dictator, Maduro. He is a dictator, and I can understand America not wanting to put money into a dictatorship. But you could have put some money or wherever these boats are supposed to be traveling or whatever. Hell, put some more Coast Guards out there.
And I agree.
Police the waterlands. Police the areas.
I agree with Jim Smith. His hair don't look like it. Looked like he didn't have enough time to put it on straight or something. Some look a little off about his hair.
Yeah,
he do look tired too. He do look very tired.
You pay Marco Rubio hair no attention. You think he got a toupee on also?
Yeah, I think he may have or they say he had a hair transplant or something not right about this head.
Okay, so is that what's going on with everybody? It's the transplant administration and the transplants is messing with their brains.
I think
that's what it is.
But my thing is, okay, if the people look at, okay, China got a dictator, Russia got a dictator, Iraq got a dictator. Most of these countries have a dictator. Remember, Trump was talking about the dictatorship. As he, how he likes their dictatorship, how he envied their dictatorship. So how you going to go to Venezuela and get that dictator, but you ain't go to China get that dictator. You ain't go to Russia and get that dictator. You ain't go to, all these other countries and get their dictators. But you go into certain ones, you want to get their dictators. I have an issue with that, number one. Number two, you sitting back and you going over here saying, we're going to run this country, we're going to run that country, we're going to run this. Now you're trying to go get Greenland. If you notice that Putin ain't going out here going from country to country. He's stuck with one country he wants to take over, and that is Ukraine. He ain't going out here where I'm going to go over here to Iraq. I'm going to go over here to so-and-so. I'm going to go over here to this one. I'm going to go over here to Syria. Putin is sticking with one country. China, Taiwan, or North Korea and South Korea. They it's one country. He's all over the map. I'm gonna run this one, and if you don't do what I tell you, I'm gonna bomb you. If you don't do what I want to do, I'm gonna bomb you. He's just going around bombing, and y'all don't see that this is not normal, because China and Russia is a big country, a powerful country, and they're not going around going, I'm going to go and pick up this little one here. I'm going to pick up that little one there, and I'm going to pick up that one there. Okay, I'm going after Cuba next. I'm going after Mexico next. I'm going after Greenland next. You just out here bombing people. What is it that y'all don't understand?
Can somebody come pick up Trump, China, Russia? One of y'all. We don't have a problem with if y'all want to go ahead and return the favor. You can go ahead and y'all know where he at. It's either Mar-a-Lago or the White House.
The golf course.
Y'all know where his ass gonna be at.
Child, we'll be celebrating in the streets like some of the Venezuelans are doing.
Wait a minute. You know that he already told me where the bunker is. He done told a couple of the diplomats where the bunker is, where if something happened to the United States, where he goes in the bunker. He done introduced that to a couple of the diplomats when they came over in his last administration. So I'm like, y'all can find him. He tell you where he is. Right. He don't have no problem telling you where he is.
Well,
y'all ain't got to bomb us.
He don't have no problem telling anything. He can't hold water. So anything that's gonna happen, he definitely got to spew it out and let everybody know.
If he have 150 thoughts in one night, guess what is going up on True Social?
Right.
150 posts.
Right.
He can't hold nothing. So let's continue. With they talking about Biden, he looked like he's white. But let's just continue watching.
We still care about. But what we're talking about is what happens over the next 2-3 weeks, 2-3 months, and how that ties to the national interest of the United States. And so we expect to see more compliance and cooperation than we were previously receiving. With Nicolás Maduro, you could not make a deal or an arrangement. Although he, by the way, was given very generous offers. He could have left Venezuela as recently as a week and a half ago. There were opportunities available for him to avoid all of this because he's not someone we can work with. He suckered the Biden administration into stupid deals. He's made a career out of not keeping deals and figuring out how to save himself by buying time. And President Trump was not going to fall into that trap. So now there are other people in charge of the military and police apparatus there. They're going to have to decide now what direction they want to go. And we hope they will choose a different direction than the one Nicolás Maduro picked. ultimately, we hope this leads to a
Or
holistic
what?
transition all the way around in Venezuela.
So if the new administration gets in and they don't want to make any deals with you, are we going to just kidnap them then? What is I don't understand what is going on here. This is madness.
All right.
Like, this is crazy.
And I'm laughing at it. Look, I'm laughing at the chat. I'm over here. I am hysterically laughing. They got people in here. This one young lady named Paula somebody keep calling us the black MAGAs. We the black MAGAs. We the black MAGAs. We had complaints when it came to Biden too. He wasn't doing what he didn't do. And the Democrats, they ain't doing what they supposed to do either. We done complained about them too. You late to the you were late to the party.
And let's be clear, it's not the Democratic Party, it's the Democrats that are in power.
Right.
That are the problem.
We're about what's right. We don't give a damn what color we don't give a damn what color you are, what you worship, what your claim to fame is. All we care about is doing the right thing. We'll care about right, not white, black, green, purple, yellow, or blue. Okay, it's not about color with us. It's about doing the right thing. It's about putting a stain on America. It's about making us the laughing stock of the world, and it's about degrading degrading our presence. You know, even our dollar is not even worth what it used to be because of this dude, because he's in office. Everything going to shit because of him.
And if you're MAGA, then this should really upset you, because let's be clear, y'all voted for America first. Y'all voted for white Christian nationalism, white supremacy. Y'all voted for him to put y'all at the forefront. And guess what? None of y'all incomes have increased.
Right.
The economy has gone to shit. America, like you said, is a laughing stock right now. None of it. We deserve the opportunities. That $40 billion, fuck helping another country right now. We the ones that we need the money. You know, if y'all just giving it out. Because guess what? The America taxpayers the ones that have to pay that $40 billion bill. So why can't we determine and decide where the hell our taxpayer dollars go to? Are y'all okay with that, MAGA?
Evidently, they must be okay with that, because he has not. Okay, the farmers are still struggling. He said he's going to do the bailout. I'm still hearing the farmers crying that they still haven't got none of the bailout. But they hurry up and send that money over there to Argentina. But they ain't gave you farmers anything. But y'all the ones that voted him in there say, hey, help us out. First thing he did when he got in there, took your money. Y'all was hollering about he took your money. I said, but the person that gave you the money was Biden. Y'all didn't like him. So he said, okay, now he's taking your health care. Okay, Biden and Obama gave you the health care.
Yeah, taking health care where it's crazy how he's treating America.
And he ain't giving you no alternative motive and no alternative to replace the insurance that he's taking away from you. And I'm like, what? Y'all gotta be destitute. Y'all gotta be destitute when you're out there and on picketing and out there on the lines, and we need some money, we need some food, we need this, before you wake up and smell the coffee, that he don't give a damn about you.
I don't know what more he can do to show you that he do not care about any of the MAGA following. The only people he care about are the ones that are putting money in his pockets. And when I say money, I mean $1 million and up. If you ain't got $1 million, you can't even, I mean, it ain't even worth. You ain't even nothing to him.
Yeah, and they ain't MAGA. I got some good news. I got some bad news. They not MAGA.
The ones with they're
billionaires. Yeah, they're billionaires, and using you guys to spread the hatred, using you guys to sow discourse, to to fight with other people,
amongst each
other,
other,
basically try to start a civil war so that they can stay in power. You guys read your history. The rich people been doing this forever, even during slavery. They've been pitting the poor people against the other people just so that they can stay rich. So while they got you guys busy fighting the poor people, and your ass is poor too. So you're not gonna come up either. And it's the millionaires and the billionaires. They're just trying to keep their money, so they got to keep you distracted so that they can stay rich.
There you go.
So wake up, America.
And if you haven't figured that out yet, then there's something wrong. Because if you sit back and you count your change when you get to the register and you say, "Oh, I think I got enough," then that should tell you something. But they could walk in and just show they platinum cards and say, "Here you go," and buy what the hell they want to. And you sit up there counting change and counting pennies and counting nickels. They already getting rid of the pennies. Next thing you know, they'll be getting rid of the nickels, dimes, and quarters. Then y'all be sitting back going, "Well, what we supposed to spend? Dollar bills, that's it." But y'all gonna fuck around and find out.
Crypto. They're gonna move to the Trump coin.
When they do move over there, he gonna pull all the money out of it. I don't advise you to buy that damn coin. If you want to keep your money, don't invest in that.
That's just another way to launder money into another scheme.
Political, all of that. We're in favor of all of that. But right now, we have to take the first steps. And the first steps are securing what's in the national interest of the United States and also beneficial to the people of Venezuela. And those are the things that we're focused on right now. No more drug trafficking, no more Iran, Hezbollah presence there, and no more using the oil industry to enrich all our adversaries around the world and not benefiting the people of Venezuela, or frankly, benefiting the United States and the region.
You talk about a holistic transition. I think there's a lot of focus on potential elections. How soon will elections be held? Within 30 days, Mr. Secretary?
Elections? Well, look, this is...
Wait a minute. Wait, did you not see what we just did? Like, that's ours now. What you mean? Ain't gonna be no elections. We elected who we wanted. Us. That's that part. We had the election.
Yeah, ain't no more democracy. We taking over.
Pulled his ass out of his sleep and arrested him. Yeah, that was the election.
And let me just say something about that too. Maduro couldn't be a dictator if he didn't have people going along with him. Same thing with Agent Orange. He can't do the shit that he want to do unless he have people helping him out. And so a lot of times that's how these dictators thrive. That's how they stay in office. And little Marco, he's just he just drunk on the orange Kool-Aid. This is just remarkable to me. Because he's done made a whole 360-degree circle from the way that he was speaking about Trump in 2016. He was the man who said that this dude was going to destroy America, and then now that America is being destroyed, I can't believe he got his little small hands, because that's what Trump said. Trump said he was a little Marco with small hands. So now he got his little small hands helping Trump, destroy America. This is just astounding to me.
And what gets me is he's Cuban, but he's down for them to attack Cuba. Okay. Right. So basically, you don't give a damn about your culture or where you from, your country.
Be their ruler. He gonna be their next dictator.
Conan. He Conan.
Yeah, I see. I'm like, wow. When he said out of his own mouth that Cuba is next. He said Cuba is next. I'm like, aren't you Cuban? So you don't give a damn about your country or the people over there? And the thing is, you're bombing. You're not going over there and fighting on foot first. Y'all start bombing before y'all do anything. Bomb. Y'all just sending nukes any kind of way. You just sending bombs left and right. You ain't even talking to the people or, keep negotiating. When you just bomb them now, bomb them. Now you done hurt and killed some other people over there, tore up their people places and everything over there. But you got the president and his wife, they okay.
Agent Orange been hanging out with Putin too much, Fox.
I see.
Birds of a feather flocking together, baby. And I think they've been hanging out too much, because isn't this a Putin play, what you're talking about?
Well, Putin already told Trump, don't mess with them oil boats. he said don't mess with the oil boats because see, they all have a hand in it. China has a hand into this oil.
Russia has a hand in it.
Yeah. Right. All these different countries have, and Russia and China is two of the, you know, one of the bigger, you know, powers like us. And he's like, okay, you better back off. Now you're going over here trying to take over the country and take over the oil. So how you going to handle that with China? And then again, I forgot, they buddies, China, Russia, and him. They all three going to make money off of this oil. We are the ones that going to be sitting back going, wait a minute, where our part? No, they done made money. They're going to make deals with the oil companies.
Yeah, Trump said, "No, we ain't got time to think this stuff out. We got to hurry up and take over." So that's what they did. And they shot first, and now people asking them questions.
And see, now China and Russia got to talk to him if they want to get some oil. Now he's going to have he's trying to put himself where they got to negotiate with him. No longer negotiate with this man. Don't get me wrong. Now, like I said, he was a dictator, but so is Putin. So is whatever his name, Ching Chong Moon, whatever.
So is Trump. Shit.
Right.
So is Agent Orange. Hell, in there too. He's right along with him.
So
and that's what he wanted all along. He wanted to be a king. He wanted to be a dictator. He's been worshiping these dictators since day one. So now he think he's getting what he wants. He thinks.
This regime now for 14 or 15 years. The election should have happened a long time ago. The elections did happen. They lost them and they didn't count the votes, or they refused to count the votes, and everyone knows it. So all of that, I think, is premature at this point. There's a lot of work to be done here. Right now, what we are focused in, let's be realistic here. What we are focused on right now is all of the problems we had with when Maduro was there. We still have those problems in terms of them needing to be addressed. We are going to give people an opportunity to address those challenges and those problems. Until they address it, they will continue to face this oil quarantine. They will continue to face pressure from the United States. We will continue to target drug boats if they try to run towards the United States. We will continue to seize the boats that are sanctioned with court orders. We will continue to do that, and potentially other things, until the things we need to see addressed are addressed. Because ultimately, above everything else, we care about elections, we care about democracy, we care about all of that. But the number one thing we care about is the safety, security, well-being, and prosperity of the United States. And that's what we're going to focus on first and foremost here. And that's what these policies, these changes we need to see made are about.
Well, this is not what American people want you to get your energy. I think you should do what the American people want you to do, not what you think you want to do for the American people, which it ain't for the American people, because we ain't about to benefit off of none of this. In fact, our gas price is still going to be high. All companies are about to get much more richer.
Hella riches. And don't forget the health industry. They finna get
rich. Oh yeah, they definitely gonna get rich. I mean, but because everybody's gonna be paying double in their premiums, so you know,
triple.
Everybody, all the big corporations are able to benefit off of what Trump's doing, but the regular average person, guess what? This whole war that we doing with Venezuela ain't gonna put no more money in our pockets, but you know what it is gonna do? It's probably gonna raise some prices on some things. We probably gonna end up having to pay more money. Then we're gonna have to pay the bill, the tax bill. I mean, we're gonna have to pay in our tax bill how much ever it costed for us to do all this stuff. So, I mean, I don't see why y'all are okay with this.
All right.
And you do know every time we go to war, after we finish the war and we stop with the war, then we have to spend all our money, go back over there and build them back up. This is what we do. We go there and tear up the shit. Then we go back over there and help them build it back up. So we can go back over there and tear it up some more. This is all we keep doing. And, you know, but that's where our tax dollars are going.
And let me stop this lie right here. Venezuela did not manipulate the voting machines. That's just a lie that Agent Orange has told because he don't like to lose. It just hurt his little soul because it wasn't enough MAGA to go to the voting booth for him in 2020, and he lost. And you know, he's been crying and lying and crying about this damn election that he lost. He won again, but that just hurt his soul that he just, couldn't win in 2020. That enough people in the United States didn't like him enough to put him back in office, and with good reason, because look what we're getting by putting him back in office. But the elections are ran by state officials. Every state have their own election laws. Every state do their own counting. So there's no way it could be mass fraud with our voting machines and our voting systems. Those machines are calibrated, and they check those machines continuously. They check them over and over and over again. And I don't know if you've ever went voted before, but voting is one of the most secure and honest things that you can do in America. They make you show your damn ID. They make you sign a paper verifying your address. They double check to make sure that your ID matches your address. And then they check to see if you're in the correct precinct. And if you're not in the correct precinct, they send you all around the city till you until you get to the right precinct. When Barack Obama was in office, I had to go to 3 damn precincts just to vote to put Obama in office, because that's how hard that they tried to make the voting. And they tried to make the voting hard. They wanted to not put him in office. So they try to play a lot of tricks, so that people would get discouraged. But it didn't discourage me, because each precinct that they told me to go to, I went to all of them until I was able to cast my vote. And so I'm so tired of hearing everybody talking about all this fraud. He had 60 damn cases in court, and none of them found any fraud. But yet and still, these people want to still say it was fraud in the 2020 election. Get the F out of here with that.
Yeah. And I mean, it's an old talking point anyway. Like, let's move on. This 2026 now. Stop trying to blame everything on Biden.
Biden and the Democrats, like the Republicans and Trump and all, he don't do anything wrong. He's a saint. He's a God. He's this. Everybody make mistakes. Y'all asses make mistakes. Y'all asses do some dumb shit. But y'all act like he can't do shit wrong. He can't say nothing wrong. Everybody, and y'all keep holding on. Biden done moved on, dealing with his family, doing his retirement, got his money. He gone on by his business. Y'all still letting him rent in y'all head. The man
wait a minute, and taking all the damn naps he want to take, okay, without nobody watching him. And Trump over there, Trump sleep through half of the shit anyway. I don't even know how he getting stuff done, because he sleep throughout each cabinet member meeting. Anytime you see him in any type of office setting, half of the time he sleeps. So is he really running the country? Because remember, they said Biden wasn't running the country. Is Agent Orange running the country? Because hell, his ass too sleep to run the country.
Well, he's up all night.
Every time I turn around, he sleep.
And he sleep during the day because he up all night tweeting. Twittering.
Well, no, it's age. Because remember, he came just like Biden. Remember, Biden couldn't walk. Biden couldn't stay awake. And isn't it the same thing with Trump? He can't stay awake. He can't walk. So
at least Biden wasn't going around, talking about people that wasn't able to do it. Because, I mean, they're around the same age, and
yes.
And so now Trump is actually starting to, see the effects of his age. That's why he having to put makeup on his bruised hands. And that's why he having to make sure that they make his pants a little longer to cover them swollen ankles.
But it's just nature. Nature is just taking over.
He's 79 years old, people. He's 79. What y'all think?
He need a nap. Anybody 79 need a nap during the day.
And if his doctors want us to believe that this man is got the body of a 26-year-old professional football player, then I'm sorry.
Wait a minute, y'all. Before you start, he say he take more aspirin than he need to, because he want beautiful thin blood running through his veins.
Not beautiful thin blood.
Yeah, beautiful thin blood.
Yeah, these people are. They got a problem.
Seize boats when necessary. I want to ask you about boots on the ground. A lot of attention on that.
Yeah, we
the
need to know
president was
about boots
asked
on the
about the
ground.
possibility of U.S. boots on the ground. He said, quote, "We're not afraid of it." How many U.S. forces are on the ground right now in Venezuela? Are there any?
We don't have U.S. forces on the ground in Venezuela. No, we don't have U.S. forces on the ground. Everyone knows. They were on the ground for about 2 hours when they went to capture Maduro. And I think what the president is saying is very simple, and that is, as president of the United States, he is not going to go around telling people what he's not going to do. He's not going to go around saying, I won't do this, I won't do that. Yes, I care about this issue, but I'll only go so far. He retains all this optionality. In the particular case you're citing, this was, in essence, at its core, a law enforcement function. Okay, the Department of Justice, dating back in the Biden administration, that had a $25 million reward for his capture. So we have a reward for his capture, but we're not going to enforce it. That's the difference between President Trump and everybody else. All these, it's easy to make a wanted poster and say $50 million for the capture of Maduro, but no one takes that seriously because you're not going to do anything about it. President Trump did something about it.
Let me ask you.
He did something about it. We went in, we grabbed him, he was arrested, and he's now in New York. No Americans were killed, no equipment was lost. It had to be done, and it's been done. And I assure you, the people left behind in Venezuela now that are in charge of the police and everything else, I assure you, they're going to probably be a lot more compliant than Maduro was as a result of this.
Well, President Trump told the New York Post there won't be troops in Venezuela as long as Delcy Rodríguez, quote, does what we want. She's already, though, demanding the release of Nicolás Maduro. As you know, she's insisting that her country never become a colony. What exactly does Rodríguez need to do to keep U.S. troops out of Venezuela?
Well, forget about the U.S. troops portion of it. What needs to happen for
we need to know about the U.S.
to change and our whole approach to it to change. The things we have talked about are the ones I've highlighted already. You can't flood this country with gang members. You can't flood this country with drugs that are coming out of Colombia through Venezuela with the cooperation of elements of your security.
You sound
forces.
like a fool.
You can't turn Venezuela into the operating hub for Iran, for Russia, for Hezbollah, for China, for the Cuban intelligence agents that control that country. That cannot continue. Those things cannot continue to be in place. You cannot continue to have the largest oil reserves, in the world under the control of adversaries of the United States, not benefiting the people of Venezuela and stolen by a handful of oligarchs around the world, including inside of Venezuela.
And y'all want y'all some.
We've seen how our adversaries.
No, what the problem is they mad because Venezuela probably was doing deals with everybody else, and then won't do no deal with them.
Right.
They saw everybody else benefiting off the Venezuelan oil, and they got butthurt.
All right. No, they didn't get butthurt. They just thought they came up with a plan, and like I said, he owed those oil companies. He owed them money for helping him win this presidency, and now it's time to pay up. That's what this is. It's time to pay up. So instead of him paying money, because he don't want to give none of his money away, he want to keep all the coins that he get, right, legally or illegally, however he get them. But one thing he don't want to do is pay them back out. So what better way to pay them off is to let them go over there and set up shop and suck up all the Venezuelan oil. And who are we to tell Venezuela how to treat, how to run their country once again?
Exactly. Regardless of
not our call.
How we feel about what they do with their administration.
All right.
World are exploiting and extracting resources from Africa, from every other country. They're not going to do it in the Western Hemisphere. Yeah. They're not. That is not going to happen under President Trump. Read our national security strategy. He is serious about it, and he's going to do something about it, and we're doing something about it.
Let me ask you about oil. The president says the U.S. is taking over the oil. The question is, I guess, if the purpose of the operation was to capture Maduro and bring him to justice, why does the United States need to take over the Venezuelan oil industry?
Right, exactly. You got the president.
Go back up. We don't need Venezuela's oil. We have plenty of oil in the
United
States.
So why are you taking over it then?
Is for the oil industry in Venezuela to be controlled by adversaries of the United States. You have to understand, why does China need their oil? Why does Russia need their oil? Why does Iran need their oil? They're not even in this continent. This is the Western Hemisphere. This is where we live, and we're not going to allow the West.
So they can't do what they want to do with their own oil?
Well, we was getting the oil at one time for years. You know,
but what I'm saying, that's their resource though. That came from their land. They can do what the hell they want. They can do whatever the fuck they want to do with their own oil. How we determine who the hell Venezuela can give their oil to?
just like, you know, this is what gets me is we got farmers over here. We that's like Russia telling us who we can give our farming supplies to. Hello, did I miss something here? When did we start telling other countries what they can do with their own resources? That's the reason why they have their own country with their own name, with their own president. I digress.
Western Hemisphere to be a base of operation for adversaries, competitors, and rivals of the United States.
Have specific oil
We
companies.
also want to see that oil and the proceeds from it. Hold on. We
that's
want
what
to see the oil proceeds of that country benefit the people of Venezuela. Why have
No, you
8
wanna see
million
it
people
benefit
left
y'all
Venezuela?
pockets.
8 million, the single largest mass migration probably in modern history.
But why does it matter? Who cares how many people? None of these talking points warrant us taking their oil, and it definitely don't warrant us taking their president. Because if y'all are really worried about drugs like that, then y'all wouldn't have just pardoned Juan Hernandez.
So now you're going over there, you attack Syria, you attack Nigeria, you attack Yemen, you attack Venezuela. Everybody, you call yourself every country that he's done attack is all criminals. All these 8 countries got criminals. Hello, the United States got a whole ton of criminals in it. So how you going to sit back and tell them what to do with their country, with their president? We supposed to have their back. We don't supposed to go there and take over. That's like Russia or China come over here taking over our country. We don't want them coming over here taking over our country, telling us what to do. So how you going to go to somebody else's country and do the same? So this is where I have an issue with. Don't come over there telling them what to do, but you don't want that shit coming over here. You don't want Russia and China, who's the other 2 powerful countries, come over here and tell Trump, you don't need to do this, and Trump, you don't need to do that. And they kidnap you and your little Barbie doll ass wife over there with you and say, okay, you're going to do what I tell you to do, and you're going to give us what we want, or we're going to attack again. Come on, man. Wake up and smell the coffee. This is not high school. You want to be a bully, but you better stop, because there's a bigger bully out there than you are, and you're going to find out one of these days there's a bigger bully out there than you are. Everybody know this in the world, in their lives. If you're a bully, there's one bully bigger than you. And when you get that ass tagged, then you sit back and go, okay, I guess I underestimated that bully. And this is what's going to happen with this damn fool. He's going to get tagged, and he going to sit back and go, oh, fuck, I think I did that wrong.
They already getting tagged. They already getting tagged.
Look, this comment talking about you are all delusional. Trump works 12 to 14 hours a day. Biden was done by 4 p.m. No, I think what you meant to say is Trump spends 12 to 14 hours of his workday at the golf course, because that's what he does.
And on the damn phone like a 15-year-old tweeting.
Right, tweeting. Yeah.
Tweeting. Yeah.
That part.
Socialing.
Tweeter in chief.
Let's keep we almost done with this dumbass interview where he just incriminating. He really talking too much.
Way too much. Giving away the whole game, baby.
Right.
That country was stolen to the benefit of Maduro and his cronies in the regime, but not to the benefit of people of Venezuela. You know how destabilizing 8 million migrants is? The number one fear
you know
that
how
has,
much that is not our
that all these
business.
countries in the region have about what's happening in Venezuela and our involvement is they're afraid of another mass migration event. That's what they fear. This is deeply destabilizing stuff. It's not going to continue to happen. They are not going to come from outside of our hemisphere, destabilize our region in our own backyard, and us have to pay the price for it. Not under President Trump.
Let's talk big picture here. U.S. regime change, historically speaking, has not gone very well for the United States. In Iraq, in Libya, to name a few examples. Can you assure Americans, the people of the United States, that this time will be different?
Well, here's what's happened. We've got this phobia built up and this sort of thing that's psyche. Number one, most of the experts that people have on television, I watch these experts and it's clown hour. Okay, these are people that have focused their entire career on the Middle East or some other part of the world because that's where all the action was. Very few of them know anything about Venezuela or the Western Hemisphere. Venezuela looks nothing like Libya. It looks nothing like Iraq. It looks nothing like Afghanistan. It looks nothing like the Middle East other than the Iranian agents that are running through there plotting against America. Okay, these are Western countries with long traditions among their at a people-to-people and cultural level and ties to the United States. So there's nothing like that. So I think people need to stop ascribing the apples and oranges here, the apples of the Middle East to the oranges of the Western Hemisphere.
But do you?
Number two, this is about the national interest of the United States. And what I'm confident of is we are in a safer and better place because we're taking it seriously. The alternative would have been to leave Maduro.
How are we in a safer and better place when there's a possibility that you may have to send American troops to Venezuela because you guys decided on a whim and didn't tell nobody that y'all wanted to go and kidnap the damn president of Venezuela? How is that making America safer again?
There is an indicted the drug trafficker, illegitimate president running the country, open invitation for all of our adversaries to do whatever they want against the United States from Venezuela. That was not going to continue. What the alternative would have been to allow a drug trafficker to continue to use national territory and elements of nation state power to further drug trafficking organizations. Read the indictment. This guy used the levers of their security apparatus not to arrest drug traffickers, but to cooperate and facilitate the trafficking of drugs for the purpose of getting them into the United States. And that's going to stop.
And yet, Mr. Secretary, a month ago, President Trump pardoned the former president of Honduras, who was just starting a 45-year sentence for trafficking more than 500 tons of cocaine. Does that not undercut the administration's stated goal, as you just said, to go after these narco-terrorists?
Come on, Marco.
Number one, the former president of Honduras. So this is not someone who was in power, had any influence with the politics of Honduras any longer. Number two, I don't do the pardon file. I'm not against it or for it. I just didn't review the file. So I can't speak to you about the dynamics that led the president to make the decision that he made. I think he talked about it yesterday at the press conference. He reviewed the file. He went through the arguments in it, and he felt that the former president of Honduras was treated very unfairly by the previous administration and made the decision that he made. But I think the answer, whether you agree with that decision or not, people can disagree. I mean, there's people out there who make a living out of disagreeing with anything President Trump does. That doesn't mean you leave Maduro in place. That doesn't mean you don't go after Maduro. That's not the answer. I see people saying that. It's like, well, you know, how can you go after Maduro if you didn't do this? That's absurd. The answer to that, whether you have a problem with it or not, is not to leave in place someone who's been indicted, who hasn't even faced American justice yet, but now will.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. I was referencing, obviously, the former president. White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles told Vanity Fair that an attack on Venezuela's mainland would require approval from Congress. Why didn't that happen? And will it happen with any future action the administration plans to take in Venezuela or elsewhere?
This was not an action that this was not an action that required congressional approval. In fact, it couldn't require congressional approval because this was not an invasion. This is not an extended military operation. This was a very precise operation that involved a couple of hours of action. It was a very delicate operation, too. It was one that required all these conditions to be in place at the right time in the right place. You couldn't afford leaks. We couldn't afford anything out there that would have endangered the mission and gotten people killed or killed off the mission.
Use that for every,
we didn't even know if the mission was going to happen. How can you notify something you're not even sure if it can happen?
Yeah, because y'all did it.
Wait a minute, hold the fuck up. You just said earlier that y'all had planned this for a while. Now all of a sudden it's on a whim.
Y'all didn't even know how. Right.
Now that nobody knew.
You just finished telling this woman that you had planned this. Y'all had strategized this because of the him not abiding by what they wanted him to do. Now all of a sudden it just happened on a whim.
All right.
You're contradicting yourself, brother man, from the fifth floor.
Child.
With the four fingers ain't showing the four fingers.
Right. This is what I'm not understanding. You sit back. You said because he did not do the sanctions, he did not listen to you. Y'all gave him the opportunity because of the sanctions to abide by it, and he didn't do it. all of a sudden y'all went and did what y'all did to get him locked up. But now you say, oh, well, we didn't plan on doing it because we didn't know nothing about it. It was just on the whim.
All right.
Brother man with the 4 fingers on the 5th floor. Come on, get it together. This is our Secretary of State. This is your elected Secretary of State.
Okay, so let's talk about some of these comments because y'all already know the comments are diabolical. So we don't really get to we don't really worry about the comments too much. But this comment says, I don't understand. The Venezuelan people want this. They are celebrating. So why are you guys upset? Because
it was only 3% of them.
First off, I don't care if the Venezuelan people wanted it, didn't want it, were protesting, were revolting, it doesn't matter. That's their country. So they should deal with their situation in their country. We have a lot of issues in America that need to be dealt with, like the healthcare crisis that's taking place because people are paying 2-3 times their premiums that they were paying last year. The the price for your home tax bill has skyrocketed. Those are the problems that we need to be talking about.
And the thing is, the reason why the price, the taxes on their houses are skyrocketing because they fail to realize. I'm not saying all of them, but a big majority of the Hispanics that you are sending back to certain countries were paying rent, paying mortgage, paying taxes, even though they might not receive taxes, but they were paying it. They were paying the rent. They were paying the mortgage. They were, where they lived at, they had to pay. And then now your tax is going to go up because the revenue is no longer coming in from them, even though they work 2 or 3 jobs or 2 or 3 of them in the house working, the money was still coming in to pay on the taxes, pay on the rent, pay on the mortgage.
Yeah, it's about to be another housing crisis where a lot of people are about to default on their loans. I think they already had a spike in foreclosures. But not only that, the fact of the matter is that with all of this stuff that's happening and taking place right now in this moment, what we are noticing is that the only way at this point to get ahead is in corruption, scheming, lying, and not doing like what you were told when you were brought up. Do the right thing, be a law-abiding citizen, be a contributing taxpayer, and you dot your I's, cross your T's, save, and you'll be able to have a good life. No, that's not possible in the current world that we live in. And I think a lot of people are waking up to that to the point where people are like, fuck paying taxes. What is paying taxes getting me? It's getting people in Guatemala or wherever the hell he sent that $40 billion. They getting my money. The fuck I need to? Why am I paying taxes to them? I can just keep the shit for myself. So a lot of people, and then like the Somalians, this $8 billion fraud for the daycares and all this other shit. So it looked like the only way that you could get money in the United States is by scheming, being corrupt, and not following the rules. And that is the problem that I think a lot of people are trying to, reconcile with what's going on right now. Like, how do we move forward so that we can get a piece of the pie that it looked like all the people at the top is getting?
Get a new president. That's how we move forward. But let me address Paul. Paul said that Trump's not perfect, but at least he's not a Democrat. Not this week, he's not. Because prior to him running for office, he was a Democrat. He gave to the Democratic Party. He gave Hillary Clinton money. He gave Bill Clinton money. And he also gave other Democratic senators money. And so he has made the statement that he's going to run Republican because that's the easiest way to get in office, because he knew all the Democrats knew about all his shenanigans that he was trying to pull in New York. Everybody knew that, he had filed for bankruptcy, that he was just really a game show host on The Apprentice. And so people knew, that he wasn't who he said he was. So he also knew that Republicans probably didn't watch the Apprentice show. They probably didn't pay attention to what was going on in New York. And so he used you guys to get into office. Okay. So he was a Democrat once upon a time, Paul.
He was going to be whatever got him in office. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Minion.
No, I was just saying, kind of piggybacking off of what you were saying. He was gonna be whatever put him in office. So he don't give a damn about what party he is. The only party he care about is Trump party. So if the Republicans are gonna be the ones that's supporting him, then that's what he gonna be.
Well, when he won the election the first time, he said, "Well, I guess I got to run it like I do my TV show, Apprentice," because he had no clue of what he was going to be doing. He said it out of his own mouth. So he's showing you this is the Apprentice. If you don't agree with me, you're fired.
Highest bidder, you get right.
And Venezuela may be happy, but be careful for the devil that you ask for.
Hey.
We just saw what Venezuela was saying on the inside. And if American troops have to be boots on the ground in Venezuela, then it better be them January 6th rioters. They better be the first ones. And right behind them, it better be the MAGAs. Because I didn't vote for this shit.
Wait a minute.
Y'all better be the ones out there.
Now, look, he said Hispanics was like, we're going to get rid of all the illegals. Well, he getting rid of the legal ones too. And, he's taking them up off the street, left and right. Legal, illegal, ones with visas and ones that don't have visas. He just grabbing everybody that look Hispanic. Now he's going after the Haitian. Now he's going after the Somalia. Y'all Cubans, y'all better look out. Y'all next. Some of the Cubans are being taken away from here. You all in Venezuela, y'all about on that line now. You can ready to send y'all back over there. Well, we done took the president. Y'all should have a better life now. Get back over there. By the time he get through, ain't no Hispanics going or any country that don't agree with him going to be in the United States.
You know what's so funny though? He said the first day when he got in office that he was going to deport all the illegals. He did say that. He said that he was going to end all the wars. He said he was going to lower grocery prices. And then when he got in office, he said there was going to be a little pain before we got to see the beauty. And I think that MAGA.
Don't forget, he said he's not going to start any wars. He said it. I'm not going to start any wars.
He started them all. We paying high grocery prices still. Now the eggs did go down. We'll give him the eggs, but groceries altogether are still very, very high. And then what else he said? I mean, y'all just.
He said he's going to stop the one with Russia and Ukraine. We're going to be done within 90 days. Okay, this is another year. They still fighting. What happened to the 90 days?
What happened to the 90 deals in 90 days?
The 90 deals in 90 days, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he said he's gonna have them. He said he's gonna have them. He was the only one. Remember, y'all, he was the only one that could stop the Ukraine and Russia war.
Right. But at the end of the day, he's he just think that he can just do what he want to do without any consequences. And so let's just see what Congress is going to do about this, because I'm pissed off with them also, because at the end of the day, they're just not allowed. They're not using their power like they should be using it. Right. They have just as much power as the president does, as far as handling the purse, making decisions of what the country is going to do. And yeah, the president can do executive orders, but if he want anything passed, he have to go through Congress. If he want to spend money, he's supposed to go through Congress. If he want to start wars, he's supposed to go through Congress. So by him bypassing everything, breaking all of these laws and norms, I want to see what Congress is going to do about this next week.
and the thing that gets me, I'm so tired of people, these MAGAs. They're not coming with facts. All they're doing is name calling. Liberals,
ignorant.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
the bottom of the barrel for the white people.
Right.
This is the people that are, don't have no jobs, probably live in the country out, they probably live off of government assistance.
Mm-hmm.
These are the people that's in the chat saying MAGA for life and shit.
Right, and gonna stay broke for life.
And
brain dead lunatics.
And then they're not coming with facts, because I'm looking at the chat. Y'all not coming with facts. You're coming with name calling. That means you deflecting because you really don't know what the fuck we talking about. So the way to
and
get
they
around
won't say
that is
none of
just
that
call
stuff.
you name.
They ain't gonna never come out in person or show their face. They won't say it in person. They won't actually say it online with their face showing. So they you don't even pay them no mind.
Shit, they won't even come up on the stage with their face not showing. We dropped the link last time. We dropped the link. Not one of them came up here. Not one of them come up here to talk to us, to state their claim, to make a point, to debate us, to debunk us. Nobody came on the stage to say nothing, but they want to be in this chat, with all of the stupid insults, because that's all they have.
Yeah, that's it.
But Trump did say he liked the low educated, so here we are.
Yeah, he did say that. He said I like to go in there. Yeah, we cartoons because we know people like you like to sit back and dox people. And you ain't got nothing else to do because you don't want to come on here and really come with facts about. See, we don't want you to look at us. We want you to listen to what we're saying. Basically, we want you to listen to what we are saying. If you look at us, you're gonna be looking at it. Look at her hair. Look at her face. Look at her this. Look at her that. Look at this. But we want you to look at what we're saying. Listen to what we're saying. You know, people. When I look at people and they come on with their face, I be looking at. Ooh, I like their hair. Ooh, she got some pretty teeth. Ooh, you get away from what they're actually saying to you. You're not listening to the subject at hand. And on here, you all have to listen to what we're saying.
Foxy, we don't have to explain why we look, Foxy. We don't have to explain to nobody why we decided to come on. However, we decided to come on. If I decide to get on camera or not, guess what? This is my motherfucking channel. And if you don't like it, you got a million other channels you could choose to be on. I could care less about how you feel about me being an avatar. It is what it is. Every time you come on this show, you see the same thing. So you keep talking about it is stupid. But with that being said,
and don't forget they said that.
Well,
I like the one that came up earlier and said, "I'm sick and tired of the 70. How you say that? 70 IQ level of people in this panel, but yet you on here with these 70 IQ panel. You on here, but you say you're tired of being on here with us. Then go bye."
Yeah, it don't matter. I mean, like I said, them people are really the bottom feeders, bottom of the barrel. Like they own people, don't even care about them. They own people, don't even factor them in when they talking about white people.
Half of MAGA family done left them.
Yeah,
half of the people that's MAGA, half of their family won't even let them come over for Thanksgiving dinner. So of course they're gonna come on here and throw insults and slugs to us because they have nobody else to talk to.
Exactly. Right. They can't find nobody else on a YouTube channel that supports their stupid ass radical views. So they have to come on people who with sense channel.
Right.
But yeah. Anyways, we said we was gonna keep this show down to about 2 hours, and we're a little over that. So we need to go ahead and give our closing remarks, and we're gonna let y'all have the rest of y'all day because we also have lives too.
Right.
All right. So y'all, which one do y'all want to start?
I'll start. I just want to say, like I said last week, buckle down, get ready. Because we're getting ready to go on a voyage. I don't know what else is in store. homeboy Agent Orange said, Cuba, watch out, Greenland, watch out, and probably any other small country that he feel like he can and go dominate. Y'all, you know, all the other countries need to watch out, because this is just the beginning. I don't think he's gonna stop here. I think he's gonna go as far as he can. And Congress, do your damn job. Do your job, Congress. Everybody make sure that you're registered to vote. Make sure that you got your real ID, and get ready to roll your sleeves up and do the hard work, because you know it's going to take at least 2 to 3 generations to turn this cycle back around and to get back on the footprint that we were on. And I'm not saying that footprint was perfect, because America have always had its problems, but what we didn't have was a stain on us to where we're actually embarrassed by the leader of our country. We've always looked up to our president. We've always tried to hold our president down. No, we didn't agree with everything that a president, in office. We didn't, nobody agree with anybody 100%. But some of the policies did, move the country along. I can't see any policy that that Agent Orange has implemented so far that's helped anybody in this country at all, other than filling up billionaires and millionaires' pockets. Those are the only people that have benefited from his policies. And it's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. July the 1st, 2026, the big beautiful bill, and what a stupid name for a bill, but the big beautiful bill is going to be implemented. And so we're hurting now. You guys buckle down, because we really finna get ready to hurt. And as far as the healthcare goes, I don't even know what to tell the American public about the health insurance. All I can say is, if you get sick, go to the emergency room and make them treat you there. So see if they'll still take you in the emergency room. That's the only thing that I can tell you, because I know you're not going to be able to afford your insurance with it going up 3 times than what it need to be. And just make sure you remember who's in charge, and who helped you get rid of your health care, and who helped you put your loved ones in the dirt, because that's what's getting ready to happen. It's a lot of people gonna die because they don't have health care. So remember who's in office, and remember what party is in office. And you guys have a great day on that note. If you can.
I know that's right.
Look, if you can.
But you want to know what? Also, to that point, in 2026, when the election time comes and you guys go out to vote, because I know you all will be going out to vote, make sure that you vote for somebody that's going to hold this administration accountable, because we don't need no more harsh letters or anything. Like, we need somebody that's going to get in office and actually do things to put these people behind bars, because once Trump is out of office, all of them need to be arrested and put under the jail. They need to be deported. So if the person who's running ain't talking like that, if they talking like, too trying to stay middle of the road, we need people that is going to stand on business and it's going to make a change. So y'all make sure that y'all keep that in mind when y'all out there in the voting booths. Foxy.
All I can say is go ahead and vote. Don't stop. I would have to agree with what I said. We about to get a rude awakening. But the thing is, the MAGA, y'all about to fuck around and find out for real. And this year is going to be that time that you're going to fuck around and find out. Y'all going to FAFO this year. You started, some of it was a little bit. Some of the MAGAs has already started seeing some of it. But this year, y'all going to really see it. And then I want you to be the same ones that talked all that ish on here. Be the same ones that talk that ish when it happens to you. A lot of times people don't see shit, don't think shit stink until it's, right up under their nose, or it gets on their nose, and then they got to smell it for a length of time. So this is what they got to find out, the ish stinks. So we'll see what happens. I'm just going to sit back and cross my arms and cross my legs and just sit back and watch. And all I can do is send up a prayer what's her name, Paula White, and send up send up for the African guys to help you all out.
And it may be World War III. So y'all make sure y'all preparing for that as well. And on that note, guys, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. And if you haven't done so, if y'all like these type of conversations, we will be engaging a lot more often. We're going to actually try to come up with a schedule. So you guys make sure to hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to Off the Record. I Said What I Said, and Foxy 2, Roxy 3. And, you know, this all love. We love all of you guys, even if y'all don't like us, even if you are racist. Because guess what? It don't affect us. I still get to eat good. So I ain't tripping. But like I said,
I got a real nice, fine house, and I'm eating really well. Ain't nothing happening with me. I'm good up in the neighborhood, okay? And so
I'm good too. I'm good.
And if you're gonna be
you'll
online,
never see me coming on Republicans' page going to troll their account. So
yeah, because if I don't like if I don't like the message that they're giving, you know, I'll make sure I go to a page that I am happy with and somebody that I do like or what have you. I don't have to agree with them, but if the content is good, then I'm staying. So at the end of the day, though, guys, you know, get ready. That's all I can tell you. Just get ready, buckle up, and get ready to hunker down, because we're getting ready to take a ride, and a roller coaster ride, and it's not gonna be no joke. And the farmers can tell you right now, they already FAFO fucking around and finding out.
Hello.
And so the rest of America getting ready to fuck around and find out. Okay, we are ready on the first Sunday of the first Sunday of the new year. This is what we wake up to.
We got the Venezuelan president in our custody.
Now, who'd ever thought that America would do something like this?
America first, huh?
Right.
All right. Well, on that note, y'all have a good motherfucking night. We will see y'all on the next show.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, you know what time it is. No scripts, no filters, no fear. We said what we said and meant that. Off the record, yeah, we keep it real. No filter, shit, we say what we feel. Politics, stories, truth on display. Come on, we talk that talk in our own way. Off the record, minion the guy, let's go. Foxy 2, Roxy 3, she go hard.
I swear on everything, that is exactly what he said right here in the studio.
That is the funniest thing I have heard all week.
So hard, Lizzie with the facts, she never miss. Nah. I said what I said, that's the twist. Off the record, yeah, come and catch the vibe. Where real ones talk and the truth survive. Late night truth, we don't just speak. We pull the roots from what they keep. From pain to progress, we light the flame. No spin, no script, we call it by name. Minion bring the vision, Foxy bring the flame. Lizzie drop a seat, it'll never be the same. I said what I said, say it loud, no shame. We taking truth global, remember the name. No apologies, no disguise, just soul and purpose in our eyes. We move with power, bold and free. Say it loud, you gon' feel this energy. the record.